So I'm here today at the home of Mr. and Mrs. McLaughlin at 60 Bryan Knoll in Odenville, Alabama, area code 35120. I'm going to be doing a repair attempt on this wind damaged shingle. You can see the creasing, you can see where it's been flapping up in the wind and how it's very fragile. What I wanted to note before I get started is the damage that these previous repairs had caused. As you can see, this whole valley has been repaired. These are all new shingles. As you can clearly see, all the new ones sealed down perfectly well. Here's an old shingle they left, not sealed, delaminated, which is a clear sign of a failed repair attempt. Then you come down here where they tried to repair this area, and you can come down here and see all of this corner creasing and all of this damage that's been caused here. How this is not sealed and it's ripped from the manipulation and them trying to fit these new shingles in. So I just wanted to notate that before I get started. I'm gonna come back here to the other side of this house, hand you over to my partner here, and get going. So you may be wondering what the significance of the orange arrows is. That is just to go to show that I will have to manipulate any additional shingles in this bracket to get a clear repair attempt started. And I'll be using an industry standard flat bar. As you can see, for most part, this shingle is already unsealed. And what I'll go ahead and point out is that right there, the shingle is already delaminating. Fortunately, this is a shingle that I will be removing, but if it starts to occur to these other shingles, boom, there it is right there. That's the start of the delamination. When it starts happening to the shingles that are here, as you can see previously, when it happens like that, these are never gonna seal back down. They won't. As you can see by these previous repairs, there's another one completely separated. So I'm gonna keep going for the sake of the video, but that is a very clear sign of a failure when doing a repair, and is a cause to stop the repair. So I will go ahead and notate that, but like I said, for documentation's sake, I'm going to keep going just for the sake of completing the repair. But as you can see, it's happening to every single one of these. There's another one, even these bigger teeth coming right up. So that is a pretty big, like I said, textbook failure right there. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna lift these up just high enough where I can get to these old fasteners. And let's see. So I'm not lifting them too high as to prevent from any additional damage from occurring. As you can see, there's a lot of rust on these fasteners. That just goes to show all the water intrusion that's already happening. And this is just a direct result from that delamination and those seals breaking, because they're just no longer preventing water from just being shed. Because as some people don't realize, shingles are not actually waterproof. And so because of that, when these seals break, they're allowing water to get in, and it's just every single one of these fasteners. They're all rusted. So that just goes to tell you that any manipulation, that's just what the result's gonna be, because they're not gonna seal back down. And the only issue that really comes from that is people that try to come back and hand seal them. That is a direct void in the warranty, and that falls under any manufacturer specification. So any warranty that's on a shingle or on this roof gets voided almost immediately. You can kind of see that these nails have rusted to the shingle, and they just really don't want to come out. So let's see if we can pull this just right on out. Whew. Man, this thing used to be brown, huh? It's gray. That is insane. So I'm not really sure what kind of shingle this is. You can see the rust left on this nail strip right here from just the fasteners that it was laying on previously. So obviously you can see all the delamination, which is what caused, and you can see it goes all the way across this shingle. That's what caused this one to crease and eventually form that line there, and it's just takes some time. So what I'll be going back and doing is I'll be putting this is an Owens Corning Oak Ridge shingle. It's a driftwood shingle, or a driftwood in color. Not that that's really that important, but gotta get it back up in here. Looks like there's either a nail that I didn't see. Wondering some kind of size discrepancy here. Is there a nail pull that I didn't see? Yeah. Let's see here. Go back under here and check for any more fasteners. But I do not believe that I saw any. Oh, I see now. So the reason that it's having a tough time going in there, that is a 3-tab roof underneath this roof. Huh. Well, looky here, they roofed over an old 3-tab. So there's an issue, it's gonna be an issue with that. Now I have to lift these up to accommodate for the 3-tabs, preventing that shingle from getting up in there properly. So we got it in there, kinda. There we go. So it looks like there is a slight size discrepancy. However, for the sake of this video, that's not going to be too big of an issue. And so I'll be lifting this high, just high enough to get that clean, flush hammer strike on this nail, and not lifting it up any higher than necessary, other than, like I said, to get that clean hammer strike. So everything about this roof is hot today. Just got one more fastener for this top row here. Now we're going to put these few last little fasteners in here, and I'll go over the points of failure with you guys. Trying to run all these fasteners just right through that common bond area, just to make sure that they're properly installed here. And so that's gonna be the last little bit as far as putting that in. Now Now I'm going to touch on the points of failure. So as you can see, when I take this new shingle, you can see I can wipe it. It's already trying to seal down, so I'm not going to mess with it, but it's very pliable. I can sit here and move it around. These are all separated. That's the first point of failure. All this hand swiping, you see how these granules are coming off. It's not going to seal the shingle the way it's supposed to, obviously, and now it's not going to seal back down. Same thing. Developed a crease right there on this shingle. That's another point of failure because that's now mechanical wind damage, and that's a big problem. All through here, again, more delamination, more separating, but it looks like, you know, as you work your way through here, you just have more. You can't really see it because of that green, but you can really see it on this one, the formation of that crease right there. So there's another crease shingle. So as I said before, the delamination is just failure number one and is cause for stopping a repair. But the formation of this creasing leads me even further to believe that this roof is going to be a failed repair attempt. And I'd like to ask that the proper necessary changes be made to the scope at this time so I can restore them to pre-loss condition. Thank you.